Good morning, Virginia Palacios with Commission Shifts. Well, a few weeks ago, another leak sprung up from a plugged well near Grand Falls in Ward County, this time in a populated area. Since 2021, we've been seeing consistent high-profile leaks, blowouts, or earthquakes in the Permian Basin, many taking place in Ward County. We need the Commission to take both a preventative and responsive measure to protect drinking water and infrastructure against these threats. The seismic response areas the Commission has set up are both preventative and responsive. However, the response has shifted injection to shallow areas and may be causing more leaks through legacy oil wells like the one in Grand Falls. Though shallow injection may reduce seismicity, it poses risks to groundwater. The Oil and Gas Division presented its proposed emergency response plan to operators in March and suggested an operator-led emergency response action, or OLERA. Only industry was invited to give feedback on that proposal. What I liked about the proposal is that it says we must revisit assumptions of the infinitely acting reservoir and instead plan for injection to be temporary and physically limited. I'm also here to support the Commission's proposal to implement injection moratoriums and reevaluate permits. As I've stated before, the Commission has permitting authorities so that you can say no sometimes. If letting oil and gas companies operate without oversight was harmless, then we wouldn't need permits. But we've had to learn the hard way for 135 years of Railroad Commission history that this industry needs someone to say no sometimes. I'm grateful for your leadership and for staff's willingness to propose what may be unpopular ideas to the operators. One part of the proposal that concerns me is the suggestion that oil and gas companies could influence the Commission's designated response radius during an emergency if they participate in the OLERA. If there's a flexible response radius that operators influence, they might suggest a radius that gives preference to companies that they have a financial interest in. While we understand that local operators will be the most knowledgeable parties to respond to an emergency well leak, we've seen what happens when the industry self-regulates. The solutions that are best for the public are not always the ones that are chosen. Finally, the latest leak in Ward County makes it obvious that the Class 2 injection well rules have major flaws. We recommend the Commission take a preventative approach by updating the rules statewide. We'd like to see a rulemaking that incorporates some of what the Railroad Commission has learned over the past 5 years of incidents, and we encourage you to involve the public from the start. Thank you for your progress so far.
Thank you, Ms.